you're out building your business, guys, don't go out and recruit. Recruit as you go out. Don't go out and recruit. Recruit as you go out. Just listen to what people are saying, and you can turn any conversation into your favor. For example, guys, when I was out, and I do this today, if I'm at, let's say, a grocery store, and I have some time, I may go to the line that's the longest. And I will simply say to the person in front of me, boy, I wish they'd open up another checkout line. I've got to get going. And maybe the person in front of me will say, yeah, me too. I said, really? Are you in a hurry? What do you do? Now, once they get done telling me what they do for a living, what do you suppose they ask me? Well, since you asked, if I could show you a way to make money handing out something for free, would you be interested? What? If I could show you a way to make money handing out something for free, would you be interested? Yeah. Well, listen, I don't have time right now, but here's my number. Can I get your number? I'll explain it to you. We've got ice cream in the cart. I can't do a presentation right here. I was at the grocery store anyway, okay? When I was teaching school, every morning I would get to that school building at 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to be at the school building at 8 o'clock in the morning. Every morning at 8 o'clock, I would walk into the office, and I would talk to Shirley, our secretary, the person who really runs the school. All you principals know that, right? Okay? And I would ask Shirley, I would say, hey, who are the teachers that are out of the building for the day, and who are the subs that are in their rooms? And I would go into those rooms, and I'd say, hey, I'm Steve. I'm over in 5th grade. If there's anything that you need, just come across the hall and get me. By the way, are you looking for a full-time position? Now, teachers back me on this, but the standard answer was, yeah, I thought if I could start subbing in the district, I'd get my foot in the door for a full-time position. And I said, that's great. As a matter of fact, I think there's going to be an opening right here in this building. And these teachers would look at me and they'd say, why? Whose? I said, mine. They said, why? What are you doing? I said, well, my wife and I, we started our own business, and I don't think I'm going to be working here much longer. Have you ever thought about starting your own business? Yeah, me. Yeah, my wife. Yeah, my husband. Hey, listen, we don't have time right now, but when do your kids go to music? When do your kids go to art? What are you doing for lunch today? Do you have to leave right at 4 o'clock, or can you stick around a few minutes afterwards? Guys, by doing that, I sponsored 4 substitute teachers in my building, and I sponsored the police officer who taught my kids the DARE program. These people came to me. I didn't go to them. I just asked the right questions. Telemarketers. How many of you love telemarketers? What did you used to do to telemarketers? Guys, now, if a telemarketer calls our house and I happen to be home, Colleen says, hang on a minute. Hello. I'll say, listen, I'm not interested in what you're selling, but you are really good at what you do. How would you, do you know how many telemarketers have hung up on me? Okay? Boat shows, home shows, car shows. Guys, when you're out with friends and you go to a boat show and you're with your friend and your friend says, man, I'd love to have a boat like that. To me, I just go, ding. I said, really? I said, what would it cost you on a monthly basis to get that boat? Oh, I don't know, $400 or $500 a month, I guess. I'll tell you what, if I could show you a way to make an extra $400 a month to get that boat, would you be interested? Yeah, what are you doing? Well, listen, I don't have time right now, but we need to get together. I don't have time right now, but we need, guys, I do this when I don't even have a watch on. We need to get together. Now, the guy that I'm with, he's excited about a way to get a boat. I haven't told him anything about longevity. I haven't told him anything about our industry. Just listen. How many of you guys have been out with friends, maybe friends that you haven't seen for a while, and you really don't know how to bring the business up in conversation? You know, we're sort of like sharks, aren't we? We're like, doom, 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 doom. You're like, come on, baby, bleed. Come on. Tell me how much you hate your job. Come on, 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 come on. Just listen to what people are saying. This happened, this happened a long time ago. I was at my house, and I got a phone call, and it was a wrong number. Okay? This guy calls. He asks for somebody else. It was obviously the wrong number. Now, I don't let people off the hook that easy. So I was just sort of goofing around with the guy saying, you know, who are you? where are you from? Okay, his name was Dan. He was from Boston. And he's trying to call his friend, but he called me in Wisconsin. So I'm goofing around with that a little bit, and we're trying to figure out who he's trying to call. And because, I think I'm a pretty easy guy to talk to. So I'm talking to him a little bit, and before we hung up, I said, Dan, this is kind of crazy. I said, this is way off the wall. But I said, Dan, have you ever thought about starting your own business? He hesitated, and he said to me, I've been looking for something for the last 6 months. I said, really? I said, really? I said, Dan, we need to talk. I said, what I do for a living is I show people how they can start, own, and operate their own business. He goes, what do you do? Well, guys, I gave him a little bit of information. Gave him a little bit of information over the phone. At this time, this is way back in my career, we didn't even have the internet yet. I had nothing to send him, okay? Or he couldn't go to a website and look at what we were doing. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together some information, okay? I basically gave him a presentation over the phone. I was big time in the valley of death, giving him way too much information. But I gave him a presentation on the phone, and I said, I'm going to put together a package for you, and I'm going to send it to you. All right? So I sent him the package, and I overnighted it to him, and I said to myself, I will never hear from this guy again. He called me 2 days later. He said, all right, tell me how this works. So I explained the program a little bit, and we had two different positions at the time. It was you could come in as a rep, but then you can also come in as a trainer. And I said, you need to come in at this training position because I'm not going to, I need a trainer in Boston. So if you're serious about this, you need to be my guy in Boston, okay? It was $695 to get started. Way back then, $695. I said, I sent you both applications. Fill them out. Send it to me. Don't send it to the corporate office. I need to know that everything's filled out right. Send it to me. And then we're going to get you started. Click. I said, no way. He overnights it to me the next day. Both applications and a check for $695. I opened up the envelope and went, yes. So I called him up and I said, Danny, let's get this thing started. He said, can you come out? I said, yes. When do you want me to come out? He goes, can you come out on Thursday? Now, this was Sunday. I went, no, I'm booked. I wasn't booked at all, okay? I wasn't booked at all. But I didn't know if this guy was for real. I said, how about, and I gave him a date 2 weeks later. He goes, great, let's do it. I said, Dan, no, what you need to do is you need to get a bunch of people started so that when I come out, we've got a big group to talk to. He said, all right, let's go. Well, 2 weeks go by, and Colleen is taking me to the airport to fly to Boston. Just before we get to the airport, Colleen looks at me and she says, how do you know he's not some psycho killer? I said, I hadn't thought about it until right now. I said, I'll be okay. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. So I get on the plane, go to Boston. Dan is at the airport to pick me up. He picks me up. He takes me to his apartment right on Hanover Street. I don't know if you know where that is, Mike, on Hanover Street. Tiny, tiny little streets in Boston. We go up to his apartment. We open the door, and there are 17 people sitting there waiting for me. I don't even have my jacket off. I'm going, let's go. At the time, we just had flip charts. Okay, just very similar to that with the presentation on it. He had got the training material. It came with the flip chart. Everything is all set up waiting for me. So all of a sudden, I just start going, go through that. Okay? We do meetings. I don't know if it was a Thursday. Friday, we go to Danbury, Connecticut, or New Haven, Connecticut, where David Letterman lives in New Haven, Connecticut, or New Canaan, Connecticut. We do a bunch of meetings in Connecticut. We did a bunch of meetings in the New England area. I left 4 days later and put 32 people in his organization from a wrong number. From a wrong number.